Sorry, I had to share that. What it's basically saying is at the bottom, age, sex, heredity. So, choose your sex carefully, choose your parents carefully, and that predetermines quite a portion of your health. So, some of us have a bad lot to begin with. Individual lifestyle factors, smoking, drinking, etc., make a big thing. Social and community influences, living and working conditions, and general socio-economic, cultural, and environmental conditions. And this is all understood now, where there's wealth inequalities, there's health inequalities. Everybody understands that distinction now. So, that's the classical model. But the thing is here, it's not just the individual. It's the individual and their interaction with society which makes a difference. So, some of the determining factors, you can change them easily, others you can't. Complex interactions, the government called it joined up problems, and joined up solutions. Age, sex and hereditary, central role, but above all, there's no magic pill. So this comes around to sort of, if you're all working in the community voluntary sector, and I can put many different hats onto this as well, so I can do this from what I do in my everyday activities, but I get a choice of what I do, which is great for me. But also I help run a cutback as well, so it's about, and a lot of the funding that's available for the stuff that we do, it doesn't quite hit the boxes sometimes because it's not classed as an area of deprivation or there's something else. So it can be quite a struggle when you look at the social construction of how funding goes on, in terms of where it goes and how it comes down. But in terms of physical activity, we're unlikely to get a significant shift in population levels, and that's the key thing really, without a knowledge of the political and sort of social agendas. Many sports and activity projects rely on lots of other funding sources. It's not just about a funding source that comes out and says, for sport. Lots of you will be trying to pick up funding from sort of crime reduction, dealing with mental health issues, so many different areas. And in fact, I'd probably say we've got probably about 3 to 4% of funding that's actually out of tax in sport and physical activity. Most of the stuff we get is from very diverse sources. What this means in terms of activity, the Chief Medical Officer did a big review of all the available evidence. A lot of that's sort of laboratory based. But I love this statement here. They also reflect how conducive our homes, neighbourhoods and environments have become for more inactive living. So the inactive option is the easy option now. At every opportunity, you go into an airport, there's escalators all over the place. You walk into our building, the receptionist will always say, oh yes, there's the lifts. There's just so many different types of opportunities. Everything we do is mechanised in some way. Electronic staplers, we can't expend energy in the way that we used to. And I think that someone's equated it, we've lost the equivalent of a marathon worth of activity every week in terms of the shift that we've had. But it's here. So it's how we sort of deal with it as well. And in terms of the wider agendas, Richard Cabourn, when he was Sports Minister, came up with a document which was linked to neighbourhood renewal and said that sport's this magical cure-all for lots of different things. Not his exact words, but I think the intonation was that sport could do so many different things in terms of education, crime, better qualifications. And I'm sure that all of you through your programmes have seen these things manifested in individuals that you've dealt with, where a change has occurred.